At one point in his career, Max Holloway was punishing people with record-breaking beatdowns.
Dude, Max Holloway is a real fucking warrior. I mean, to the core.
But now, he simply sends them to the Darklands.
Right? That was the ultimate holy shit moment of all time.
How did he go from being a scary volume striker to a knockout machine? Let's hear what UFC fighters have to say about the Hawaiian Storm. Holloway entered the UFC as a 20-year-old kid in 2012, and after an up-and-down trend in his first few fights, which included a decision loss to Conor McGregor, he dominated the division with 13 straight wins from 2014 to 2018. He beat Anthony Pettis to win the interim featherweight title in December 2016, before dismantling Jose Aldo to unify the titles a few months later. Conor McGregor, who had left the featherweight division after a dominant reign by the time Holloway became champion, was super impressed with the guy he quote-unquote sunned.
I sunned that young boy, but I'm not mad at him. He's done a great job. He's climbed up, he's won the featherweight belt. You see some athletes, like as the public and as me, you watch a fighter go in and you watch him win or lose, and then you watch how they react and how they carry on. He lost to me, he went on he took it on the chin, kept his mind frame sharp.
Max's second title defense came against Brian Ortega, who was beaten from pillar to post. In fact, Holloway had to teach him how to block a punch at one point in their fight. Ortega later said that Holloway's badass moment was the best thing that happened to him.
That was the best thing about it, because it showed me that there's a flaw in your system,
Yeah.
So now we have to fix that.
Another title defense later, Holloway lost his belt to Alex Volkanovski in 2019, before losing again in the controversial rematch in 2020. The Hawaiian bounced back in a big way against Calvin Kattar, who was battered with nearly 450 significant strikes in the fight, a UFC record. At one point in the fight, Max even claimed that he was the best boxer in the UFC.
He's even listening to the commentary team. The best boxer in the UFC, baby!
Fighter turned analyst Laura Sanko said that she'd never seen that level of swag ever before.
When Max, no look, punched Calvin Kattar,
Right.
he literally looked at the commentators and cracked Calvin Kattar right in the face without even looking. I have never seen someone reach that level of swag in a fight before. It was amazing.
Holloway's boxing is certainly a touch above the rest of the guys in his division, so much so that even Mike Tyson's former coach, Teddy Atlas, was impressed with Max as well as Petr Yan.
Holloway is a tremendous elite boxer. I mean, he does it all. He's very well-rounded, and he's proved that many times in the octagon. But him and guys like Yan, to me, I've said it before, I say it again. If I walked in a room and there was no graphics up, and I was watching a monitor, and there was no sign telling you who's who, I walked in and I saw Holloway doing his thing, or Yan doing his thing, striking, I would think I was watching a professional fight.
Not just that, Khabib Nurmagomedov was also impressed with Holloway's rise as one of the most feared fighters in the UFC. The Dagestani even went as far as saying that Holloway had the potential of being the greatest fighter of all time.
And he was shouting in the octagon, wasn't he? I'm the best boxer in the UFC. You agree with this?
I love this. What you're doing, like fighting at the same time Toku's opponent, like Toku's like some corners of Dana. This is amazing feeling.
Yeah,
cool. Like about best boxer, I don't know, but he's one of the best for sure. And his cardio, I think. He has very good cardio, very good chin, and now his experience, every fight's coming more and more, and I think his time's gonna come. And this is not yet. This is what I think. This is not his. It was his best performance, but in the future he have couple years, to showing and become maybe best fighter of all time.
After beating Kattar, Holloway beat Yair Rodriguez in an absolute barnbuster to earn a third shot at champ Volkanovski. And according to Sean O'Malley, Max looked like the best featherweight in the world in that fight.
He looked like the best featherweight in the world. It's so hard to say because Volkanovski is the champ.
Unfortunately, Holloway lost to Volkanovski in the trilogy at UFC 276 as well, and in a dominant fashion. The third loss forced him to make changes, like relying more on his movement, cutting angles, and not going berserk. He showed the changes in his fight against Arnold Allen in 2023, when he focused on counters and 2 to 3 punch combos before he would circle away and make a raging Allen miss on a lot of shots. Prior to this, Holloway was pretty hittable, but not anymore, and Allen was the first to notice the difference. Allen said, "This new sort of Max, whatever it is, 5.0 or 2.0, whatever adjustments he's made, he seemed to make in the fight we fought. Obviously, we had so much footage, so much tape on him, and then he just seemed to flip the script and come with this new style that he sort of, every time he fights, he gets better at it." Not just Allen, but Holloway's 3-time opponent Alex Volkanovski also noticed the changes, and he warned everyone counting Max out against making that grave mistake.
I think he used to be more hittable back in the day. Like he used to just purely, like he was always very high level, really good at setting up traps, but willing to be in front of you and eat some while he's doing so. Now, he's got a lot more angles.
After taking out Allen, Holloway showed a new addition to his game, knockout power, which he displayed against the Korean Zombie by sending him to the Darklands in the 3rd round at UFC Singapore. Next up, it was the BMF title fight against Justin Gaethje, which was an absolute barnburster. Holloway dominated most of the fight. He first broke Gaethje's nose with a spinning back kick, and then knocked him out cold after inviting the highlight to brawl with him in the final 10 seconds of the fight, which he was winning. Being the badass that he is, Holloway refused to play it safe, and he delivered. Gaethje admitted that his opponent was just too good.
And that was a very tough Max Holloway to beat.
Gaethje wasn't the only one blown away that night. Daniel Cormier also sung praises of his good friend, saying how it is a bad idea to let Holloway get into his rhythm. Dana White was absolutely stoked.
People always ask me what I do. I sell holy shit moments for a living, right? That was the ultimate holy shit moment of all time. If you were at home, if you were in a bar, or if you were here live tonight, there's no bigger holy shit than that.
The reason why Dana was so happy for Holloway was that just days before UFC 300, he'd called Holloway the greatest featherweight of all time, despite Volk beating him thrice and having more title defenses than him.
Max Holloway, always a big fan favorite, probably the greatest featherweight of all time.
Dana was criticized for his comments, but I guess he had the last laugh. While Dana's opinion is debatable, Joe Rogan's hard to argue against, as he believes Holloway's KO of Gaethje was the greatest in UFC history.
I lost my voice. Bro, I lost my voice. I really did. I've never lost my voice ever in a UFC fight.
Yeah,
but
well,
when you dropped him, it's the first time I ever stood up. I couldn't sit down. I was standing up. I was just like, oh!
I saw you stand up. That's the first time.
It was just, what?
The next time Holloway steps inside the cage, he'll be facing the undefeated champ, Ilia Topuria, for the belt at UFC 308. Many believe Topuria will get the job done, but Sean O'Malley's coach, Tim Welch, thinks Max has the right tools to beat the Georgian.
I mean, he's pretty flat-footed, he's pretty stationary, and he's not the tallest guy. I would be 0% surprised if Max Holloway came out, found his range, got started first, made Topuria miss a lot, and Max got it done.
However, Welch is hoping that Topuria gets the job done because he'd be a much easier fight for his pupil O'Malley, who is planning a move up to featherweight.
If you could pick one, which one would you rather fight with Sean?
Topuria, after seeing that.
Really?
I just think it's people are like, "Whoa, you fucking idiot!" I'm like, it's a winnable fight. I just truly do believe it is.
I'm never betting on Max again. I'm betting against him. I made a fool out of myself.
Right.
You can't ever bet. You can't go against that guy.
Will Max Holloway reach the pinnacle again at UFC 308, where he faces Ilia Topuria? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and turn on those notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.